Thank you for joining and welcome to our webinar. Today's topic is how DACH companies can hire top developers in under 30 days without any recruitment fees. My name is Yurii and I am CEO at Intelvision. So today we are going to talk about the current hiring landscape in DACH region, key challenges Prop and Contech companies face, the best hiring strategies compared. I will showcase 5 real-world case studies from our experience, and I will also share the process, some tips from our background, and how we managed to hire our developers in under 30 days. Also, I would be happy to answer any questions that you have during my webinar presentation or any other questions that you have. So let's begin. My name is Yurii, and I'm CEO and CTO at Intelvision. I'm ex-developer with a strong engineering background, and I've helped my teams building great products before Intelvision, and we are doing the same for our clients now. We've been working at Intelvision for more than 5 years already, helping our clients to fulfill engineering shortages and build their teams, their development teams with different capacities like developers, QAs, other full-time engineers and specialists. We call our solution talent as a service. That's why I say the technological background is deeply in my mind. You know, all words like SaaS, PaaS for cloud. So the idea is the same, but with engineers. We already have or we hire specialists that you need for you based on your requirements, and you borrow them from us. We have completed over 100 projects so far, and our clients are super happy with what we do, sharing a 5-star rating on Clutch and other platforms. Our average kickoff time is about around 14 days. And working in the DACH region, we found out that there are many challenges to fulfilling the position and kick off in the project. Delays in the project kickoff or scaling, it's delays in revenue acquisition, achieving objectives, and worse position in market competition. It'll be interesting to know what hiring challenges you face. Can you share your answer in the comment, please? So 1, if you have challenges in bringing right development fast enough. 2, if you have some cost-related challenges like high salaries or recruitment fees. 3, if it's difficult to hire skilled engineers, and 4, if it's difficult to scale team quickly and efficiently. Please share what you think in the comment section. All right, thank you. And we've talked with our clients and other 20 CEOs in Proptech and Contech, and that's what they share with us. So first, usually the hiring cycle is about 3 to 6 months. It's the period from open position to person on board, ready to perform. The second problem is those who use external recruitment services trying to speed up the process usually spend additionally up to 25% of annual specialist salary. 3, it's difficult to find specialists with concrete experience needed for the project like AI, Kubernetes, and other. 4, as a small company or a startup, it's difficult to make long employment commitments due to budget and priority changes. But as a company, you feel additional pressure from the regulatory side, and usually companies decide to go with students who are much more flexible but much less experienced. And 5, having a small team, it's difficult to scale up and down quickly and efficiently. Also, you may not need a full-time position for some specific tasks like DevOps or UI/UX designer. That also can block you from scalability because you are spending time looking for specialists and not working on a product. Here are some also official stats that average senior dev costs around 80,000 euros per annum. Despite the layoff, the hiring time in 2024 increased and on average is 5 months. 70% of tech executives agree that hiring delays slows innovation, and 55% of companies find difficult to find a specialist with different skills like AI, BIM knowledge, another. Tech innovation is growing rapidly. We see how the US market is super competitive compared to the EU market, and we will see how politics change, and it will for sure impact all of us in the European Union. Since you are looking only for engineers in some specific area, you usually compete between other companies looking for similar specialists for the same area. We also believe that for companies, especially for small companies, for survival and for growth, agility is a key, because a company needs to have the opportunity to scale up and down the team depending on the budget, depending on the goals, and depending on the political and economical structure. And we think that mistakes should not be costly, especially if you're a small business. Adding risks to business, it's not what companies want to do. Proptech and Contech companies need smart hiring strategies, and a new approach should help solve many, if not majority, of challenges. So, which option as a company you usually have when you want to fulfill some position? The first and the most natural option is to hire the specialist in-house. That option has some benefits and disadvantages. The most common is that it is super strong internal knowledge development and full control. You see the person daily at the office, right? But the cons are that the hiring cycle is super long. It's like 3 to 6 months on average, and the salary expectations are quite high for senior devs. Plus, if you're a startup or small company, you compete with other bigger companies. They can provide better benefits and salaries. And for the developer, it's an additional risk to work with a small company in the current uncertain period, and they ask for even bigger salary and more bonuses and benefits. In-house hiring can be a nice fit if you have an extended preparation period to fill the position and do need the specialist in the next weeks or months. If you need somebody faster, and maybe not just one, it might become a problem. But there's other ways you can usually fill the needed position quicker, and you might think about freelancers. So you go to freelancer.de or Upwork and look for a developer there. It'll be quicker to find and hire a freelancer compared to hiring from the market. You onboard the person, and then you find out that this person is not fully dedicated to the project, but he or she is a freelancer. He is self-employed, and he is constantly looking for new opportunities for him. You have no major control over this person because he might have different projects. If your project is not something that he is super interested in, he might just skip and work on other options. You also might need to extend specialist involvement for some longer period, because the freelancer, but the freelancer may just notify you and say, sorry, but I have another project, and you will need to start the hiring process again. Freelance can be a nice option when you have some specific task and you are not looking for that person to be involved like your in-house specialist. The third option, it's usually when you want to make in-house hiring faster, or you do not have an in-house HR specialist to help you. So you decide to go with some services that can make recruitment quicker or help you with candidate search and processing. And these are recruitment agencies. The main approach here is that they will bring you with some candidates faster, but then you need to check them technically. They are just pulling a list of candidates that match criteria from a CV with your requirements. Recruitment agencies do not have the capability to assess candidates from a technical perspective. Some of them can check soft skills, language level, when the others just make a sourcing for you. You would need to do many interviews and spend a lot of time to assess candidates and find a good match. Also, recruitment agencies collect high fees and are only interested that you will sign a contract with a suggested candidate. They do not care what will happen afterwards. Their goal is to connect you with a candidate and get a fee from it. And it's on average 20-25% from annual salary. Some agencies offer replacement periods, but it may not be enough time for you to understand if it's a proper candidate or not. They also do not offer any additional help during the engagement with the person, like skills development and others. You would still need to offer a candidate competitive salary and bonuses and take risk of hiring. And alternatively, we offer you to try a new strategy and approach if you haven't used it before. It offers a combination of pros from different strategies with some unique benefits. We call it talent as a service. It's designed as a super flexible hiring model that allows you to get a specialist matching your requirements in under 30 days. How? Because we are constantly working on getting pre-vetted, skilled engineers into our database and team. There are zero recruitment fees, risk-free from your end, as there are no obligations. We offer candidates who pass technical selection, so you would need to spend minimum effort on selection. After you decide to work with a candidate, we hire a candidate that you choose and borrow him or her to you, guaranteeing that this person will be efficient and dedicated to your project. This person will work only for you. You will have full control over this employee. You manage him or her, while we help you to train this person according to your long-term goals. This person feels like in-house, but with the flexibility of a service provider. Whenever you need to scale up or down, there is no hassle. And it could be also very cost-saving solution. You don't need to spend on hardware. There are no spendings associated with this person, no additional HR costs, zero recruitment budget. We have cases when we were able to save up to 50% in annual costs for our clients. So let me show you how it works on our cases. But before that, I wanted to ask you, what hiring strategies do you usually use? Please add a comment, add a number to a comment section. If you have tried several options, you can mention them as well. Yeah, thank you. And let's proceed with cases. So this is Visoplan. Boris Goldstein is the CEO there. Maybe you know Boris, as he is a super proactive person and well-known in Contech and Proptech network in Berlin. So Visoplan is a startup from Berlin, and the product is a CDE platform that uses BIM. Boris was looking for a backend developer 4 years ago to extend their team because Visoplan was struggling to find a good candidate locally. They had a small in-house development team already, and they wanted to extend. Visoplan tried Upwork, some other freelancer platforms, but then they found us, and that's how the collaboration started. Visoplan requested an additional test task and technical assessment with their CTO. We accommodated our process to their needs, and with all steps, we were able to find a perfect fit for them in just 10 days. In total, Visoplan spent several hours with us to get the position covered. And after 2 months, they were super happy with that person, and they extended the team up to 5 specialists in total. Additional hires took only 14 days on average. They scaled up and down the team during our journey that continues now as well. And another case is ING Plus. It's a company from Nuremberg, Germany. They work for municipalities and develop a platform that simplifies the exchange, processing, analysis, and visualization of infrastructure data in the construction industry. And they were looking for full-stack experts and a UI UX designer to update the platform and renew the UI design, redesign some features, and develop new features. So with Intelvision, ING Plus got 1 designer, 2 full-stack developers, quality assurance specialist, and project manager. Intelvision assembled a full-cycle team for ING in just 21 days. ING Plus updated the platform design and developed many new features for their clients. We enabled this development capacity for them, and the team has been working for 2.5 years already. Another good example of talent as a service is Keyflow. Keyflow, it's a partner relationship management platform. They are from Paris, France. Their CTO, Jerome, was looking to extend his team with some development capabilities. They were trying in-house hires and via recruitment agencies, and it didn't work well enough for them. due to additional costs and many efforts and time from their end that they can spend on other tasks. He also wanted to make a technical assessment with suggested candidates, so we organized everything according to his request. We've staffed the first developer in just 10 days, and they requested one more developer in 3 months after that, and hire was done in 21 days. Jerome spent like 4 hours in total to open positions and interview candidates before selecting a developer for his project from us. They also spent €0 for that. The team is fully integrated and managed by Keyflow, the same as in other cases. Keyflow manages their tasks on a daily basis, and developers are dedicated to Keyflow and working for them almost 3 years already. Gencom, it's a business that works in health and safety content production for big construction sites, factories, and mining firms. And 3 years ago, their CEO, Andrew, decided to change a strategy and digitally transform the business with a new web solution that will help their clients to track and distribute content and trainings between their workers to improve work safety. So Gencom had a concept in mind, however, they lacked a development team. They were looking for a dev team that can make an MVP for them and be scaled down if the idea fails. They met us and we formed an expert team consisting of a requirements specialist, project manager, designer, and 2 developers to achieve their goal. The team built the requirements and technical solution for Gencom platform and delivered MVP in 3 months from kickoff. From meeting with Intelvision to finalized MVP in less than 4 months in total. The team was scaled down after that because Gencom wanted to present MVP for their big clients, and as you know, corporate works a bit slower than medium and small-sized businesses. However, the feedback about the platform was super positive that enabled Gencom to scale back the team. Andrew said that they initially estimated and heard from partners that usually it will take up to 9 months to develop such MVP, at least, right? And compared to 4 months in total that he got with Intelvision. One more case study, one more project that we've been working on in the construction industry is an innovative HR solution for Get Worker. That's a company from Croatia, and they were looking to build a mobile platform, some mobile application for their HR support to handle employee records, day off requests, and so on and so forth. So they were looking for skilled developers to build this platform for them. Their team request was quite difficult because they wanted to get a project manager with skills of a person who can collect requirements and form software requirements. So it's like combined role in one person. Additionally, they needed a mobile developer, backend developer, and quality assurance expert. And we staffed the team for them in just 18 days. The duration for that project was around 3 months, and once quickly and successfully completed, they switched to support. GetWorker spent €0 on hiring the team of 4 that was needed to build a solution in 3 months. Please now share with me how much time on average does it take for you to close a required position. These are options for up to 14 days, 30 days, 1 to 3 months, and if that requires more than 3 months, please type in the comments. Okay, now I wanted to share the most interesting part. It's our simplified process of how we manage to hire our developers for clients in under 30 days. So there are 3 main groups which are highlighted on the diagram. The blue one is our daily work. Our managers maintain internal already hired talents, and our recruitment team qualify candidates and extend our database of pre-vetted experts. They run the continuous process of sourcing, recruitment check, and technical assessment to make sure we have filtered talents in which we are confident from soft skills and technical perspective. Then once we get a client request, we sign an NDA, and our main goal is to collect requirements properly. It's highlighted in green. I personally believe that it is the most important step in the whole process, and it's the first brick of our understanding who is a needed candidate for our client, and thus we will show relevant candidates and minimize efforts for our client. There's where the timer starts. Requirements collection is dependent on client availability, and on average, it takes up to 3 days after first meeting with a client, where we just meet and present the process. For us, it's important to have a meeting and not just fill out the questionnaire as many do, as during the meeting, our manager can better understand the client needs, ask some additional questions, get more context, and become a proxy hiring manager for the client. After our partner manager collects requirements at the meeting with the client, he opens the position, and that's where we hit the third pin group. Our partner manager has 3 sub-processes which are running all together, from where he can get candidates which correspond to client requirements. These are internal talents, candidates from pre-vetted databases, and active search from the recruitment team. First, CVs that match requirements, our partner manager on average gets in 5 days after he collects requirements. There are at least 2 CVs matching requirements, as we don't make a selection from one option, and we suggest the client do the same. During the process, he is always updating client with progress, clarifying additional questions that come to make sure that the candidate is what the client needs. If the client needs more profiles or has some adjustment to requirements, we make updates and start the cycle again. After a client decides with the candidate, we send a contract, onboard a candidate, and start our cooperation. The whole process usually takes up to 14 days. Sometimes it might be extended if the client needs more time for review or has additional qualification steps. What is super important is that it all happened without any payment or obligation from the client's end. They got pre-vetted candidates matching their request for review, spending just a few hours. And let's review our process in detail now. As I mentioned earlier, in my opinion, it's the most important step, gather requirements. It's the most important step before making a hire. So we do not ask our clients to fill the questionnaire, but our manager does it to keep the record and be able to act as proxy hiring manager for our client. Our qualification consists of more than 40 topics in general, which are discussed at the meeting. Here, we collect some position-related details like responsibility, work schedule, budget expectation, required skills, etc., and also project-related details like development methodology, if any, overall tech stack, etc. Having all the answers helps to qualify candidates better and tell them in detail about the project, which helps to make candidates motivated and dedicated to the project in the future. Our recruiters on daily basis work on a database of pre-vetted candidates. This is happening before client requests. We proactively source and qualify candidates to collect all the best talents across various tech stacks and skills that we can offer to our clients. Here you can see a snapshot of our latest recruitment pipeline from our recruitment team. I'm sure that if you want to have the best candidate that perfectly aligns the position requirements, you need to search, and filter among a large number of candidates. We have 4 recruitment steps on our end. The first one is application filtering, simply CV check. Usually we select less than 20% of applicants at this stage. The second one, it's a first screening. It's a meeting around 20-30 minutes with recruiter to check English and soft skills. At this step, recruiter asks a few technical questions that he got from a tech expert before to validate general technical knowledge. It helps to pre-validate technical skills and skip applicants who don't have general knowledge. Only 30% of candidates from the previous step pass this step. Step number 3, it's a technical interview. It's at least a 1.5 hour interview with our tech expert. And this interview is based on the tech matrix. I will talk about it on the next slides in more detail, but around 30% of candidates pass this step. And the fourth, the last check from our end is 15-20 minutes meeting with a manager and HR to validate soft skills and assure that this person perfectly aligns with the hiring requirements. Less than 50% of candidates receive an offer after that. In general, less than 1% of applicants receive the offer. And during the whole process, our team proactively communicates internally and with clients. That's how we act as a proxy hiring managers for our clients. And now more about technical assessment. So it's our technical quality control step. For all technologies, we developed and maintained technical matrices. It consists of different blocks with technical skills and concrete topics and questions that interviewer must ask. Matrix has level gradation: junior, middle, and senior. Each level has its own matrix with specified topics. We apply these matrices for our candidates during the recruitment and for employees each 6 months to maintain and grow their knowledge and motivate them to upgrade their skills. Each skill has a defined number of questions, and for different levels, we ask different number and difficulty of questions. Because let's say for junior level, we cannot ask about architecture patterns implementation. And on the other hand, we don't want to spend 3 questions asking senior level about .NET Basis. The interviewer asks questions and can only qualify the answer as answered, partially answered, and not answered. This approach helps us to avoid scenarios when different interviews qualify candidates differently, as if you can assess the person in scale from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, the difference between 8 and 9 is super thin. But when you sum answers to get a score, and then this 1 point difference multiplied by number of questions, the grade might be very different. During the interview, we might ask candidate to perform some prepared tasks, and usually we form the questions in a way of real-world scenarios. So it helps to evaluate knowledge of the person based on real-life cases and scenarios. In the end, we calculate the score, and if the person doesn't reach the needed score, he or she just doesn't pass the matrix. So the candidate is not qualified for that level. And what is important that the interviewer doesn't see the candidate score. Our interviewer just enters answers and describes technical gaps, strong sides, and recommendations. It helps to avoid personal likes and dislikes of the candidate and assess them equally. For us, it's super important to provide detailed technical feedback to our clients as well as for our candidates. So we can help this person, we can help candidates to improve their knowledge and add some value to them. And we might work with them in the future, so we see this very beneficial. We treat internal and external people the same, with the same matrices and score ranges. It's the way we train our employees and develop their skills. So I believe that sharing our process and hiring tips helped to understand how we help companies to hire top developers in under 30 days, and what is super important, without recruitment fee. We understand client needs, we share specialists matching client requirements and assist during selection. The fourth but not last step is to help onboard and integrate the developer into the client's team and project, so this person is fully dedicated and feels like an in-house person. Our partner manager remains in contact with the client to assist with any requests that might come and ensure that client is happy and cooperation goes well. Also, if we compare innovative hiring strategy with in-house hire, you can see that time to hire is short, so you can focus more on the business and not on hiring. We also offer competitive costs per developer as we seek for talents within the whole EU. You have fully managed specialists, but the cooperation is flexible as a subscription. You can scale the team up and down with us anytime. You can save up to 100,000 euros per annum for the team of 4 specialists, and we have many clients who are collecting these benefits already. So using this QR code, you can schedule a meeting with me for a free consultation. Please book a call and let's talk about your specific case. I would be super happy to help. And also please visit our website, intelvision.pro, for more details.